So, have you guys got all the tests back from Adam yet? So
Yeah, we have a couple. We are waiting on one this afternoon. So from there, we'll obviously see where kind of the timeline for him would be. Obviously, this weekend he's unavailable this weekend. So it's one of the things we're hoping that it'll be shorter term than longer term. And again, I think we'll have more concrete body of work after the day is over.
so no timeline quite yet.
Not quite yet.
Okay.
We're narrowing in on it here probably in the next day or so.
Okay.
Yep.
How's Peter been in practice?
Yeah, he's been good. He's been really good to say the least. Obviously, going back to his last start, the one period I think it was against the USA team, he was sharp there. He's relaxed. He's focused, and I think he's more than excited about the opportunity going forward here. So he's worked hard all week, and we'll continue to build his week here, and we're looking for great things this weekend from him.
Did you guys have a talk with him when you came back and said,
Yep.
"Hey, look here"?
Oh.
What is that conversation like?
Talk after Christmas or just now this week?
This week.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we had an individual talk with him, and then we had a talk with all the goaltenders, all four of them, and talked about opportunity and making sure that everybody has a good week of practice and everybody's going to be evaluated on it. And I thought guys are very supportive of each other. They're competitive and they worked hard. And not only Peter, but the rest of the group, and it's a good group. It's a tight group, and it's a supportive group. And again, we're looking forward to having Pete take the reins this weekend with an opportunity.
Is it tough to stay sharp over a long layoff, or how is sharpness been as far as
Well, yeah, I guess you never know till you get into the game side of it, right? But I think what we've done is we've simulated most of our drills in practice to be game-like. As far as the traffic in front of the net, the puck touches, coming into the zone, the traffic, 5 guys in the zone. We're playing D-zone coverage and OZP. So we simulated a lot of different things to be like a game-like. Obviously, it isn't the real thing, but we've tried to take into account things that he needs to see before he gets to Friday night.
Have you gotten, Harrison's only been here for what, 4 weeks, whatever? Have you gotten to get a good look at him and how he's been doing in practice?
Yeah, you know what? He's got an ultra high compete level. He works extremely hard in all the drills. He's got a good foundation of his game. His body of work, he's played most recently, in the first half of the season. He was the go-to guy in Lone Star. And again, he's a guy that, I wouldn't, hesitate either if he presented an opportunity for him to go and goal. Like he's shown well enough that he could be game worthy at any time. So, that's the beauty of having a guy that's just played recently, albeit at a junior level.
Last weekend, I think all 7 of your goals were underclassmen. Can you guys get more from your upperclassmen? Do you guys need to?
Yeah, well, can we get more? Yes, absolutely. Do we need to? Absolutely, both on those questions. And I think they'd be the first one to admit that too. Like, it doesn't go unnoticed that, Rhett, hasn't scored in a while, and, Jonesy the same way. And, those guys care. They work hard. And, it's one of those things what sometimes to get more, you got to simplify different things on the way you do things. And, we've been talking about it here a little bit with those guys. And, the last thing that you can do is press or put the weight of the world on your back. And you have to make sure that you go out and do the things to execute to give you success. And sometimes simplifying games. And, when you go to the send-in line, I think, all 3 of those guys do it, but they simplify their game and everybody's knowing what each other's doing and they're having success at it. So they know it, we know it. And again, it's absolutely that we need more.
Is part of it they've had a lot of shifting line mates over the season? Or is
well,
Well,
you know what? When I look at that all the time, as far as consistency lines and lines to line, and whether Jonesy's had Jordan Kawaguchi for a number of games through the last dozen games they've been together, and Rhett Gardner's had Colin Adams, and so there's been consistency in tandems. It's just that third guy in the line maybe bouncing around through injury or whatever have you that we've done that. So I go to a point where you've played with a guy long enough in the program that you should be able to play with him, and I don't think the consistency of having a set line from game to game is one thing. It's one of those things where I think you just got to make sure that you do follow the system and do the things you do on a daily basis, time after time.
Brad, they are top penalty killing team, I think, in the country.
Yeah, they are.
And you guys have struggled in the power Like, you tried something different, or just execute better what you're doing?
Yeah, well, I think a lot has to do with pressure. You know, they pressure up ice, they pressure in the zone, and for us, it's being sharper with quick puck movement and retrievals. Like, I think what's given us trouble over the last couple of weeks is our entries, and then once we got in the zone, it's our retrievals, trying to get a puck for full possession. And once we get to full possession, and I think, you know, we scored a pretty good goal with Jordan Kawaguchi there late in the game in Western by executing and playing fast. But I think for us, it's about, it boils down to outworking the other four. Five got to outwork four, and you got to make sure that you have a chance to get the puck on your tape to make plays. And once you do that, then you got to play fast.
Are you still concerned with the amount of penalties you guys are taking?
On Friday or Saturday night?
Yeah, you had like maybe 8 minors or whatever it was.
Yeah, Friday night we had a significant amount. Saturday we didn't. Saturday we took 3 penalties. They scored on 2 of them. So if you take 3 penalties, our penalty kill has been going good enough where if you take 3, you shouldn't be able to give up any. If you take 7 or 6 or 7, and we took 6, I believe, on Friday night. Our penalty kill was outstanding. A lot had to do with Adam Scheel in that. So your chances of winning a game go down dramatically if you take more penalties. That's obvious. So, you know, for us to give up 2 power play goals on 3 chances, that doesn't work. You got to make sure you take 3 or less penalties. That's the magic number.